buffet for natural hair care, and the industry is worth billions. The industry is dominated by brands like Carol's Daughter, Aunt Jackie's, and brands like Pantene now have dedicated natural hair care lines, expanding this growing industry. Well, right here in Barbados is the next big name in all natural, all local hair care, and it's brewing in a laboratory near you. And after this episode, we're certain you'll be the next dedicated user of Healthy Kinks Botanicals by Leandra Wilfred-Boyce.
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, for a lady with hair care, I was looking for more hair.
I know. I was waiting for that question, actually.
But barbers also don't cut their hair, so it's fair game right across the board. So imagine that. You're only 10 years old. I wouldn't have trusted myself with too many implements in my hair at 10, at least not for a successful look.
Right.
But there you were, just cornrowing your hair, oiling your scalp, conditioning. You knew all of that stuff at 10.
I am not sure. I just know that I started out loving hair from young. I'm not sure what exactly I used to do back then. And it also coupled with me being jealous of my sister's hair. So their hair is longer, their hair is curlier. They used to get all these pretty styles, and my hair was short, and people call it picky, nappy hair. And I just couldn't get those styles. So I was like determined I am going to get that style no matter what.
Man, hair envy is a thing though, isn't
Very
it?
much so.
Wow.
Oh no. Yeah.
So you have sisters. You're the youngest though.
I was the youngest.
You were the youngest.
Yes.
Okay.
But then when I was 18, another one came along.
Just for a prize.
Yes.
Just for a prize. Fantastic. So you come from a relatively sizable family, and you're Lucian by descent as well.
Yes.
Wow. So mom used to take you back and forth to St. Lucia. I remember you telling me that you all used to work in the market a lot. She was a vendor. So all that fresh, gorgeous produce in St. Lucia,
the yams, the eddos. And
yes,
but that wasn't in St. Lucia. That was in Barbadian.
That was here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I'm telling you, when I went to those markets in St. Lucia, that was next level stuff right there. So you would have grown up basically vending and I guess a young entrepreneur.
Yes.
Yeah? Wow. So what were days like that like?
To be honest, I don't think I wanted to go. It's like I had no choice.
Oh, well,
But eventually I ended up liking it. The other vendors along the way, they got to know you, and it just became a part of life. I think I started to like it after a while, especially when I was able to start making my own money. So that started to sweeten the deal a little bit.
The first coin usually does. It's like,
Yeah, you get the little feel, and it's and then the whole entrepreneurship, making your own way and not necessarily. I think I have something now that I don't necessarily like people telling me what to do. So, I like to be independent and to do things my own way, I guess.
I guess you would need that, especially at such a young age. When you get that first taste of it, you're like, there's no looking back from here.
It's challenging to do otherwise.
I can tell you. Because most people you would have gone to school with would not have started working at all, let alone in the market, making your own money, hustling, haggling with people, wishing them a good day, keeping up your customer base. I mean, you had a full career before you started school.
I did.
That was fantastic stuff. Now, you also took that love of doing hair and made something entrepreneurial out of it too, because I remember how it was back in the guys. The guys used to love their hair long and braided or twisted, and you tapped in on that.
I did. Every weekend or sometimes on the evening, the guys would come by. I was trying to remember how much I was being paid, but every little bit counted, and I got their hair fixed up.
And in school, you must have felt like a millionaire. So I got money.
So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how the road went for you, because I think you remembered saying that you had ambitions of being a hairdresser, which would have made sense. You seemed to be quite good at it. What is it about hair that just had you so fascinated?
You can be creative with it. You can change a whole look. I just like switching up things, making people look beautiful. I don't know. And I guess I was good at it. People came back asking to get their hair done. So
I'm still trying to perfect a good part to this, just the basics.
Parting is very important.
It's essential.
It makes a big difference in how the style looks.
I could tell you, because you don't want to see what I ended up with. So it's amazing that people start on one journey and then you end up somewhere completely different because you ended up doing accounting instead. How did you end up there?
I remember, I think my mom said that, yes, it's good, I want to be the hairdresser, but there's so many people doing hairdressing. Why don't I look to doing something else? And because I seem to be naturally good in accounts and I enjoyed it, that's where I decided to grow it some more.
We could not be more different. You were naturally good at accounts. I was naturally like, what is going on here?
Yeah, for most people, a lot of people.
I know, but I mean, accounting, math, numbers, doesn't sound like a hair game to me.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Completely. And I forgot about hair for a long time, actually, during that phase. Yeah, but then I came back into it, later down.
So after you had your daughter, and maybe even before you had done a big chop, but definitely when you had her, what was your attitude like towards your hair, especially watching her grow up?
Okay. Well, it wasn't my first big chop. My hair was natural before, and I grew it out a bit. And actually, when I got married, I straightened my hair. So then it was relaxed for a while, and then I did the big chop. So it wasn't new to me. I was accustomed to rocking my hair, the freedom that it comes with and everything. So it wasn't a big deal at that point in time.
Okay. So the journey into having your hair care line actually took a couple of pivots as well, because you didn't start with your hair care line.
Correct.
Yeah. So how did you get into the venture you were into before?
Okay. So at the time when I chopped my hair, I was looking for products, and I'm always looking for a business opportunity. I would have been in Amway, I would have been in Avon and stuff like that. So I was scrolling a Facebook group one day, and I saw a lady. She actually lives overseas, and she manufactures her own products, and she was looking for somebody to start marketing and building out the line here in Barbados. So I actually started selling for somebody else.
Oh, okay. And it was natural hair care products?
Yeah, natural hair.
Okay. So here you are basically marketing somebody else's product, but you're more or less the face and the contact for it here. So how does that work?
Well, I guess that's sort of what the problem was. I didn't realize that it was going to be like that involved. So because she was relatively new, she wouldn't have had her marketing and everything set up already. So what I found is that I had to set up everything from scratch here locally, and I did a couple of YouTube videos and stuff like that back then. So it was pretty intensive. It almost felt like if I was building out my business, but it wasn't my business.
But it wasn't your business.
Yeah.
Did that kind of like bother you at that point, or were you just kind of like involved in the process?
It didn't bother me because I never wanted to make my own products.
Oh.
I wanted the knowledge of what goes into making the products. And at that point in time, the natural hair movement was relatively new and stuff. And everybody was concerned about ingredients. Should I use a preservative? What's this ingredient? What's that ingredient? So my challenge is that because I didn't have the background knowledge, I couldn't answer their questions properly. So I wanted to answer their questions properly. And I started researching some courses at that point in time. And that was to give me the background knowledge that I needed to better answer their questions and stuff like that.
You literally took courses so you could answer people's questions.
For something that's not my product. Yeah. I like to be confident. I like to be confident in everything I'm doing, and I love learning everything from me. A course here, a course there, read this, read that. Bit of a bookworm, I guess.
I'm telling you, because I'm like, I would have Googled it maybe, but I don't know that I would have.
No, I want more than Google, because sometimes there's so much misinformation on the internet, especially when it comes to natural hair. So you have to be very careful with your sources.
Oh, I could just imagine it. We will get into some of that a little later on.
Okay.
So, but eventually, Healthy Kinks did come about. What happened with the affiliation with the last hair care line that made you decide to take that step?
I guess I saw the amount of work involved. And sometimes there might be changes to a formula. So I would get a shipment and it would be one thing. And then when I got the next shipment, I realized that the consistency or the formula would have changed. And I guess in terms of not necessarily having that good communication or and connection to the products and knowing what went into them, I just, and the duties and the taxes and some little back stuff that I rather not get into.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it can get a little dicey after a while.
Yes.
So it's like, why am I doing this? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. So is this the stage? Is this the pivot stage at which you thought, well, I've done the courses. I've practically set up a framework for someone else's entire business, so I can do that. Should I? Dare I?
Well, at the time, I didn't actually do the course yet. I was researching them. But then when I decided that I would still go ahead and try the course because I still needed to get products for myself and my daughter. And since I had the platform already, I might as well see how it goes. And I think I told myself, well, hey, if she can do it, I think I can do it too. So then I went on ahead and said, well, I'll take the course. I'll see how it goes. If I make the products and I like it and I think it's something that I can do, I would see how it goes.
So here you are now, like a mad scientist in a lab, you know, and you're balancing this, balancing that, using this ingredient, emulsifying this, and I'm just throwing out terms as you can
That's
tell.
fine.
But eventually, you've come up with a formula. How many tries, how many bites of the cherry did you have to take at this?
A lot. We started out with one product, which was our pomade, similar to a hair grease.
Right.
So that took me a good few months because you try out different things. You want different consistencies, different textures. And my daughter was my guinea pig.
I would like to say, poor dear.
I wouldn't call her a guinea pig. She was my tester. So everything I did, I tested on her. I would post it on Facebook. Persons would watch and interact and stuff. So the first product took quite a bit of time. And the second set took a while too.
Oh.
At Terrific Tiles, we totally understand all of our customers' needs.
Whether you decided you're redoing your bathroom
or looking to tile your entire home,
our service is guaranteed to give dream results.
My favorite color. I found it cute. I think like the oldish pink. I love that. Yeah, and cute.
I can't see a product and not touch it. So here we have, well, let's start with what you would normally start with, which is a shampoo.
Right.
There we go. Moisture my way. Now, I'm also one of these people.
It has a seal. So
Don't worry, I can probably smell it right through. Lavender, right?
Yeah, that one
There
is
you go.
lavender burst.
Didn't even have to look. Ooh, that is good. The seal or no seal, you can smell it right through. And that's fantastic stuff because I believe that shampooing your hair should be an experience.
It's an experience.
Yes,
It is.
you're in the shower and the rainwater's coming down. I feel like I'm in
Some
a commercial.
self-care. Yeah.
Some good little self-care. So here we have Lavender Burst, which is a shampoo that is safe from children straight up.
Yes.
Okay, because oftentimes I wonder, well, if I had a little person, is this too much to be using on the hair or can I safely use it?
Well, I wouldn't recommend the lavender burst, but we
Right.
also have a different scent, which is berry banana. So definitely the berry banana.
A nice fruity little scent that they would love.
Exactly, they love it.
Okay, so it makes wash time a lot more
A
fun.
lot easier.
There you go. So I've always wondered, how do you know when your product is working? Yeah.
You have to try it for a period of time. So don't just try it once and then think, oh yes, this is great.
Yeah. Fancy curls.
Right. You give it a good few times and to also ensure that it's consistent. You get consistent results while using the product.
Right. Okay. So ideally, what should you be looking for, especially when it comes to a shampoo and a conditioner? How do you know, like, okay, yeah, this is working?
I think it's how it makes your hair feel. Because ultimately, the trouble with natural hair is that it always feels dry and hard and crusty. And with shampoos, a lot of people shy away from shampoos because it strips their hair out. They think it makes their hair too dry. So you have to get a good balance, but there are different types of shampoo. But this one is a moisturizing shampoo. So whereas it would give your hair a good clean, it doesn't leave it feeling overly dry and
So you're not
stripped.
stripping it.
Yeah.
Got you. And then, of course, you got to back it up with some conditioner.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, this is one of those, I guess if I was doing a nice wash and go, and I got about 10 minutes in the shower, I'm going to wash, I'm going to condition, shower while this sits in for 5 to 7, and I'm going to go. But, you know, on Leisure Sunday, we want something a little bit more intensive. And that's where you have your deep conditioner.
Yes.
So what would effectively be the difference between a regular conditioner and a deep conditioner?
Well, ideally, a deep conditioner having more intensive ingredients, or sometimes it might have ingredients that penetrate the hair shaft. So it gives, you can either have a moisture-based conditioner or a protein-based conditioner, or it could be a nice balance between the two, which is what I decided to formulate and focus on.
And the uniqueness of natural hair, because it's only after I cut my hair that I realized it had grades, like a report card. And people were asking, so what are you, a 4C?
Right.
Well, how would I know? So because natural hair has a whole spectrum.
It's very diverse, yeah.
It's very diverse. What were some of the challenges you found just getting that balance right?
I guess in my case, because I knew that I wanted to focus on the kinkier textures.
Right.
I already had a tunnel vision into what I wanted, so I wasn't trying to service everybody. So it was a bit easier because I narrowed my focus.
Okay.
And whereas persons with curlier textures they would love the products.
Oh, I can imagine.
I just decided to lean in more on the kinkier side because that's what I want to showcase more.
Absolutely.
So it wasn't as challenging because I didn't have a wide scope to work with.
So that made the key. Have a focus. Go for that. Yes. So there you go. And there's also leave-in conditioner, because I swear by that, after a good wash, it just helps all whatever styling products you use. It just kind of like bonds everything together. So you get a better kick out of everything. And then you got your styling, your scalp oil, and your pomade. I love it. This is a full line. Full line. And a lot of products, even big international products, don't even give you this level of diversity. So this is some pretty amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I gotta ask you though, you thinking about expansion?
Yeah, definitely. No, we want to bring out a different line. I guess it's twofold, because right now this is a one line and it's very small. But we get a lot of questions. Then persons come in and ask, you have so many products, I don't know what to choose. So then I ask myself, I say, but these are not a lot of products. Everything has a specific use. So I'm a little worried about bringing in too much, because I think people get confused, but I like creating the products. So I'm still gonna probably bring out a different line, and eventually we might expand into skincare and stuff.
Because that's where I was thinking. I'm like, well, if my hair looks great, I wonder what she can do for my skin, things like that. Because I would definitely, skincare that smells like this. Oh, yes, absolutely. Now, this is a great legacy that your daughter can look on and say, my mama did this. And she built it basically for me. And now everybody can take part in this. Things like legacy, what does that mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. I guess growing up, I see my mom working so hard. And I think for every generation, hopefully it gets easier and easier. So because I had to work for I guess it's twofold. I had to work for everything that I have, and I continue to build on. It's great to leave back something.
Yeah.
And although I can see that she's proud, like if I went on Martin Barbados the other day, and she said, Mom, you did great. And she even promotes Healthy Kinks. She had a mock exam and she wrote about Healthy Kinks.
Useful children, that's what you want.
She mentioned Healthy Kinks in her composition and stuff, so that is important.
Oh no, she's proud. If she's writing about
she
you,
is.
Definitely proud. And how many people can say, yeah, my mom makes my hair care products?
Yeah.
So which is an awesome start for her. Now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking it should be in every Bajan home where there is a kinky head or a curly head that can benefit. But I'm also thinking that the Caribbean also has a lot of kinky heads that would love to get their hands on a product like this. So what are your thoughts on expanding outside of Barbados?
I definitely want to expand outside of Barbados. I think for me, I don't know, some people might say I'm taking long to do what I'm doing, but I just need to be comfortable in what I'm doing. So I want to build out everything in Barbados to solidify and make sure that I'm comfortable before I branch out. But we have started shipping. We shipped to a couple of Caribbean countries already. Eventually, I would think I might prefer to go the wholesale route so that they actually have it on island. And they can pick them up there. But expansion regionally and internationally eventually is something that we're definitely looking into.
Doing this series has taught me not only so much about people's thought process before they get into a business, or even as they straddle having a job and having a business, raising a family at the same time. And it really comes down to the same thing, making a decision.
Yes.
So what is your process for making any decision, really?
The process. Sometimes I honestly get tired of making decisions. It's like I just want it to stop. But I guess you have to make the best decision, the decision that is best for you, and not necessarily look at what other people might be doing or what other people might say. But honestly, you're the person behind the business, so you have to be comfortable in what you're doing. So I would discuss it with my husband. I think about the impact on the family. And on me, because I do work part-time as well, and then I go from there. So it's just thinking everything's true and just doing what you think is best at that point in time. It might not work out, but a decision has to be made, right?
It has to be made.
Yeah.
And sometimes I also wonder, well, if I was to get into something like this, because I still consider this manufacturing, because it is manufacturing something from raw material to finished product. How supportive is the Barbadian structure currently for making sure that products like these and ideas like these can come to fruition with greater ease?
Greater ease.
Or what would be on your wish list to make it easier for this process to happen?
I guess, I'm not sure if there are any other hair care formulators in Barbados that made to the level that I make my products. So I find that I had to do a lot of research and stuff on my own. So because it's not something that was done before, I can't say that.
You're probably laying a lot of new ground as you go then.
Yeah, so there's nobody for me to follow, or there's not a body that I can go to ask for advice on this and advice on that. So a lot of it, I just have to dig in and get it done. So it would be great if there were other persons in Barbados that you can lean to. But right now, and I guess this is such a specific niche, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, sometimes you just don't know until you've actually done it, or until you become part of that process, because you might actually end up being that body.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, you seem to be able to juggle many, many different things. And I'm also thinking, and maybe I'm just thinking way too far ahead, teaching and mentoring, because I'm a firm believer that no matter what you're into, if you're good at it, you got to share it.
Right.
And share it beyond just the packaging and the product, but you've got to share for some person who might be out there watching this now and thinking, I have been thinking about formulating my own such and such and such and such for the longest time. I need to speak to this woman. Have you given thought to teaching and sharing?
Eventually, yes. But I would say formulating, I don't know, it's easy, but it's not easy. Some people can just put together products and put it out there and they think, and I guess it might be fine, but everything I do, I like to do it to a certain standard and to a certain quality, and it takes time. So once I'm more comfortable, my husband would tell me that I'm never comfortable because I'm always trying to up the game. But definitely once I'm comfortable, I feel more developed and stuff, I would consider mentoring and teaching.
And you know what? Maybe you're never supposed to be comfortable. Maybe that's what the success factor comes in.
Maybe.
That you're not too comfortable and you're always challenging yourself to do something new.
That's how you grow, right?
At Terrific Tiles, we totally understand all of our customers' needs.
Whether you decided you're redoing your bathroom
or looking to tile your entire home,
our service is guaranteed to give dream results.
My favorite color. I found it cute. I think like the oldish pink. I love that. Yeah, and cute.
The Pivot series today is focused on Leandra Wilfred-Boyce of Healthy Kinks Botanicals, or HKB as she calls it, and you probably will too. So first of all, where can people find Healthy Kinks Botanicals?
Currently, we're only available online. Our website is www.healthykinks.com, and you don't need a credit card when ordering. I know a lot of people, when they think about ordering online, the first thing they think about, but I don't have a credit card, but you don't need a credit card when you're ordering.
All right, so that's simple. And then can they get it delivered, or do they pick it up at a certain point?
As they go through the checkout process, they could select if they want delivery or if they want to pick up.
All right, perfect. So super easy right there. So let's talk about you now, because pretty much this interview has been encased in business, what you studied, how you got here, but there's got to be another side to Leandra, you know, the personal that we like to get into.
Right.
What was life like growing up for you?
Well, honestly, I have always been very quiet and reserved, so I've never been out there much. Went to school, did my work. I don't know if I want to say the perfect child, but I know that in my younger years, I can remember, you know, being very flamboyant, you know, when you're young and you have a lot of dreams and stuff. But then I think going into my teenage years, I don't know if it was the death of my father, everything just quieted down and it was just obedient. I go, I do my work, So sorry, I don't have anything big and exciting to share.
Well, actually, that's a big thing to have to deal with. I mean, the loss of a parent at any age is traumatic, but at such a young age, and you pretty much had to grow up like that. Yeah. So, I mean, did it kind of like make you stand out in your friend circle where you were kind of like the responsible one that says, no, we're not skipping school today. We're going to attend every class.
I was usually by myself a lot. I did have some friends growing up, but I was never somebody who needed to consistently be around people. So, but yes, I guess I could say that I was the responsible one in the group. So like around graduation time, I would be the person who goes out to raise funds, you know, sell lollipops, sell some snacks, trying to get some money in and stuff like that. I guess, I don't know, I stuck to the books and moved through life like that.
You know what? Stay in school, kids. Look what it can do for you. It worked for Leandra. If you could have a dream day off though, or even a week, because it's your dream, what would that look like?
I like experiencing different countries and different cultures. So if I can just go somewhere and take in the culture and what it's like to live in a different environment, that would be great.
I'm going to spin the globe and let you stop it wherever. Where's your finger going to stop?
Where is it? I don't know. Anywhere.
Anywhere. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to try that trick with you one of these days. Just spin it and let it stop.
If I head in there, we'll get there.
Why not? I mean, travel is a beautiful, beautiful experience and a way to kind of decompress, at the same time excite your senses.
Yeah.
Travel is a beautiful thing. I love it. So where do you see yourself traveling with this product? People use the 5-year mark. I'm not going to change the script. So let's call it 5 years from now.
5 years from now, I would like to, other than making the products, I also like hair care a lot. So whereas I don't have a salon now, in the future, I would like to experiment in terms of doing other person's hair. So sometimes I might see myself, like I would go to a natural hair show, see myself being an educator and also sharing in the products as well and being in different stores and stuff. I like education. So if I could educate, I guess because I like books and stuff a lot too, if I could help to educate persons on taking care of their hair, incorporating the product line, that would be great.
You know, effectively, your pivot would have taken you full circle because that's where you wanted to start anyway.
Yes, very much. I'm very cognizant of that.
Yeah, so, you know, you never know. This might happen. A good pivot in the right direction, it could bring you back full circle.
It was meant to be.
Yes, I think so. And imagine coming to HKB salons and, you know, you could meet the actual HKB lady and, you know, use the product line. I think that would be a fantastic legacy, really. And your daughter would definitely be proud, I think.
Yeah, thank you.
That'd be wonderful stuff. I mean, I know that people talk about their community and their village, however that is comprised, but how important is yours? Seeing as you don't necessarily have to be around people, maybe it's different for you, but I'm just curious as to how your village operates.
I am such a loner, Gaynelle. I think I now have to start building out myself more and like introduce like networking and stuff.
I'm just saying.
I have to get onto the networking bandwagon, meeting people, engaging, interacting. So I still have a long way to go with business.
And it's an important part of business. I think people sometimes forget that unless somebody knows you're out there, you and this product are going to be home for a very long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we're going to start networking, here's not a bad place to start.
It's true.
The Pivot series. It's a great place to start. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time today. I know you have a very busy schedule. You've got your family. You've got your family of goods. You've got expansion on the mind. And I am very excited for where this particular line and where your ambitions in general will take you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
And that again is another Pivot series. We had the pleasure of speaking with Leandra Wilfred-Boyce of Healthy Kinks Botanicals. I feel like my kinks can do with additional help, and I think I know where to start. So whatever you do, make your pivot about you, about your dreams, and remember to connect with your community always. This is a community that you can stay with anytime. Look for us, tell a friend, and join us for the next series.
At Terrific Tiles, we totally understand all of our customers' needs.
Whether you decided you're redoing your bathroom
or looking to tile your entire home,
our service is guaranteed to give dream results.
My favorite color. I found it cute. I think